Compounded tirzepatide is safe for now as the FDA reconsiders its decision. Eli Lilly's aggressive actions add to the uncertainty. Weight Watchers aims to make GLP-1 medications more accessible with its new offering, but many patients still face challenges with insurance coverage. Meanwhile, Medicare's potential 2026 expansion to cover GLP-1 treatments for weight loss presents hope for broader access, though the costs remain a significant consideration.
Welcome to the Downsized News. It's Monday, October 14th, and we're excited to bring you the latest updates and insights on GLP-1 medications. My name is Laraine Durham, and I've lost over 50 pounds on compounded Tirzepatide. And this medication is also known as ZepBound and Mounjaro.
And hello, I'm Christopher Durham, and I've lost 80 pounds. So if you're doing the math between the two of us, it's 130, I think.
I can't add 8.
Yeah. I have used ZepBound, Mounjaro, and compounded Tirzepatide interchangeably. They've all worked well for me. Today, we'll discuss everything you need to know about GLP-1s, including Mounjaro, ZepBound, Wegovy, Ozempic, Tirzepatide, Semaglutide, and whatever else comes along.
Before we dive in, just a quick reminder, we're not doctors. It's important to consult your doctor or healthcare professional before starting any weight loss medication or treatment.
And don't miss out on Downsized Live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's where Laraine and I hang out with you guys, chat, talk, answer questions, celebrate people with confetti who've lost weight, you name it. So come join us on Thursday nights.
Let's jump into today's news and explore what's new in the world of GLP-1.
This past week on The Downsized, we've been closely following the legal battle between the Outsourcing Facilities Association, or the OFA, and the FDA over compounded Tirzepatide. If you caught our videos, you know this medication has been a lifeline for many battling the disease of obesity, and it's been a lifeline for Laraine and I. The medication has offered a more affordable, available alternative to Eli Lilly's ZepBound and Mounjaro. When the FDA removed Tirzepatide from the drug shortage list on September 30th, 2024, compounded versions were suddenly at risk, until now. In a major twist that happened late Friday, the FDA reversed their course, agreeing to reconsider its decision. As part of the court's voluntary remand and stay order, the FDA will not take action against compounding pharmacies during the review. Judge Mark Pittman canceled the October 15th hearing and gave the FDA and OFA until November 21st, 2024 to report back. For now, compounded Tirzepatide remains available, but this is only temporary. The FDA's final ruling will determine the future of compounded options. This decision highlights the fragility of access to these life-changing medications, especially for those of us relying on compounded alternatives amid shortages. With these versions, many patients can avoid high out-of-pocket costs or inconsistent availability from the brand-name products. It also emphasizes the importance of ensuring affordable options remain available to those battling obesity. With the FDA's decision still pending, the outcome could seriously affect patients nationwide. This reprieve offers temporary relief, but the fight is not over. If Tirzepatide is removed from the shortage list again, compounded versions could disappear, leaving patients with expensive, limited options. We'll continue following this story because there's no doubt in my mind there will be continued legal action. There's a lot more that's going to happen with this over the next few weeks, and a lot more that's going to happen with Eli Lilly because ultimately they're the patent holder. This is their drug. We want them to make money off of it. We want them to continue to innovate. We just want them to sell it at a reasonable price to Americans and keep it in stock. So ultimately, we want to be your customer, Lilly. We really do.
We'd love to buy it from you, Eli Lilly. So give us a great price and we'll be glad to stop buying compounded and switch to the easier to use auto injector pens. I mean, who wouldn't want to switch to that? In our next story, in a major shift aimed at improving access to obesity medications, WW International, known as Weight Watchers, saw its stock jump 18% on Tuesday following the announcement of a new offering, compounded GLP-1 obesity treatments. The company is positioning this addition as a more accessible and affordable option for its members, with prices starting at $129. Interim CEO Tara Camonte highlighted the significance of this new offering, stating, "With the addition of compounded semaglutide, we are expanding our offering to include a clinical weight management solution that is both accessible and affordable." Weight Watchers' move comes in response to ongoing shortages of popular GLP-1 medications like Wegovy and Ozempic, which have had limited availability for over 2 years. WW Medical Director Jamil Akado emphasized the potential impact of compounded semaglutide on those seeking weight loss support, given its broader availability and lower cost. Compounded medications are allowed under FDA rules when there is a shortage of approved drugs. Weight Watchers has partnered with an FDA-registered 503B compounding facility, which follows strict manufacturing regulations and tests each batch for sterility and potency before release. The company's members will also benefit from Weight Watchers' holistic approach, combining medication with its behavioral points program, which has been shown to boost weight loss by 11% compared to using the medication alone.
So let's stop on that one. Where does that number come from?
When was this study done? I'd like to see some stats on that.
Yeah, I'd like to, as my children say, I'd like to see the receipts on that.
I'd like to see the receipts on that myself. Weight Watchers clinicians can prescribe the compounded semaglutide if needed, and members can opt to pay through insurance or out of pocket, with delivery promised within 1 to 3 business days, which seems super quick to me, but you go for it with WW. Yeah, challenges remain for those seeking GLP-1 treatments. Despite high demand, less than 40% of insurers cover these weight loss medications, leaving many patients without affordable options. Half of Weight Watchers' current members have expressed interest in these drugs, and 45% of eligible members have been denied coverage in the past 6 months. Weight Watchers stock has faced a tough year, dropping 91% year to date amid poor quarterly results and a restructuring plan. Despite this, the new focus on compounded GLP-1 treatments is a potential turning point for the company as it navigates a competitive market and seeks to regain investor confidence. As GLP-1 treatments continue to shape the weight loss landscape, the path forward remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: access and affordability remain critical for those of us battling the disease of obesity.
So for those of you who watch the news every week, last week we reported their CEO was gone. Fired, invited to leave. I don't know what really happened.
The CEO who'd been on the Oprah Winfrey special, gone. The one promoting GLP-1 weight loss, gone. So,
and I think the stock went up a little bit when they got rid of her, just because they got rid of her. Then this week, they announced the revolutionary take of doing compounded semaglutide. Not terribly revolutionary, but okay, sure.
Well, and Weight Watchers, I guess for the past almost year now, has offered their clinic program. It was formerly called their Sequence program, which for an extra monthly fee on top of your monthly Weight Watchers membership fee, you could have access to an online physician who would write you a prescription for GLP-1s.
So they had bought the telehealth program Sequence.
They didn't fulfill any medications. You could just get access to a doctor who would prescribe it for you, and you would then take that prescription to your CVS or wherever you choose to go. So now they're actually filling compounded semaglutide medications through a compounding pharmacy, probably a big one whose name we've probably said on the show before.
But if you guys get this prescription, we'd love to know which pharmacy it's coming from.
But what makes me so frustrated with Weight Watchers is I don't know who they're surveying for these studies. I get surveys all the time from them. I never got this survey. They know I'm on a GLP-1 program because in the app, when you're counting your points, you can either count points, or if you say you're on a GLP-1 medication, you don't count points. It only lets you count grams of protein. So I don't know how they compared.
Maybe that's where the number's coming from. Maybe they're just looking at how many people on the app are using it.
But they're saying people who count points and are on GLP-1s lose more weight. Yet there's no option to do that and for them to know that you're doing it in the app. So I don't know. And it's just so frustrating because I've told my GLP-1 story in my Weight Watchers meeting a couple times, and most of the time people either say nothing or occasionally someone will come up and ask me a question afterwards, and occasionally someone will come at me saying, "You're cheating, get the heck out of here, what are you doing here, you're taking away medication from type 2 diabetics," which we know is not true. So I really wish Weight Watchers would put their money where their mouth is and put this word out in the in-person meetings. The end.
The end of the Laraine Weight Watchers diatribe.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
You got nothing.
I got nothing on that
Yeah.
one. Story number 3, starting January 2026, Medicare may see a significant expansion in the accessibility of anti-obesity medications, as they call them, or AOMs, which of course includes what we know and love as GLP-1s. If new legislation is approved, currently Medicare covers GLP-1 medications only for diabetes and cardiovascular disease, but does not include them for weight management. This potential policy change could allow millions of beneficiaries with obesity or overweight conditions to access these treatments, creating a new pathway for managing obesity through medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro, you name it. According to the report, which is called How Would Authorizing Medicare to Cover Anti-Obesity Medications Affect the Federal Budget? By the Congressional Budget Office, which was dated October 2024, so very recent, this policy shift would increase federal spending by $35 billion from 2026 to 2034, while direct costs are projected to rise starting at $1.6 billion in 2026 and growing to $7.1 billion by 2034. The potential health benefits for Medicare users could include improved outcomes and reduced obesity-related health risks or comorbidities. However, the savings from better health outcomes, such as reduced incidence of chronic conditions, would only partially offset the program's costs, with estimated savings growing from $50 million in 2026 to $1 billion in 2030. The expansion would make these medications available to approximately 12.5 million Medicare beneficiaries in its first year, with an estimated 2%, about 300,000 people taking up the treatment in 2026. The number of users is expected to increase over time, reaching 1.6 million by 2034. It's just a giant number, and I can only imagine it would be more. While the policy represents a new opportunity for those seeking weight loss solutions, it also highlights the broader challenges and balancing costs and benefits. Average federal costs per user are expected to decrease from around $5,600 per user in 2026 to $4,300 by 2034, as drug prices potentially decline through Medicare's negotiated processes and increased competition, so new drugs on the market as well. Nonetheless, the budget impact remains a topic of scrutiny as policymakers weigh the benefits of providing more widespread access to weight loss medications against the higher short-term expenses for the program. For GLP-1 users and those managing obesity, this potential change signals a growing recognition of the importance of medical weight loss support, the importance of treating the disease of obesity. As discussions continue, the coming years could see significant changes in the accessibility and affordability of these treatments for Medicare beneficiaries. It's a huge conversation. If Medicare adds these, and the Congressional Budget Office is obviously being very conservative on this, but my firm belief is the rolling financial impact of this over the lifetime of a patient has got to significantly lower it. If I'm no longer 300 pounds, there's no way you're spending as much on me.
Well, I guess Medicare covers 65 and up. Mm-hmm. I guess Medicaid is a
Right.
different thing that covers people that are younger.
Sure.
So, we're 55, 56, so in 10 years, we'll be eligible for
Right.
Medicare. I'd certainly like to see it covered by then. And if, hopefully Medicare could help reduce the overall prices of these drugs by negotiating with Eli Lilly to bring the price down and bringing potentially, 300,000 people the first year. It could even be more than that.
Sure.
I mean, if people on Medicare could get these ZepBound for $25, we've had many people reach out to us on social media and say, I'm on Medicare, I can't get ZepBound, I'll take the compounded version. So I think it would be great for the overall prices if Medicare could get Eli Lilly's prices down.
What typically happens is when Medicare approves things, it increases the approval rate by other insurance policies because it's an accepted government thing.
Yeah. We also offer Club Downsized. Our content is always free, but Club Downsized offers something extra for those who want to support us a little bit further. You can have perks like loyalty badges, early video access, members-only live streams, exclusive Facebook groups, and even personalized monthly coaching services with us. So click the join button and you can see all the good things you can get in Club Downsized. In story number 4, There was a recent CNN article titled, "Your Employer May Start Covering Weight Loss Drugs Soon" by Tammy Lugby. This highlights a shift that could impact those of us battling the disease of obesity. Employers are increasingly considering coverage for GLP-1 medications like Wegovy, which have become popular for the effectiveness in managing weight loss and diabetes. According to surveys from Mercer and KFF, workers will learn during this month's open enrollment if their benefits will include such coverage for the coming year. While many employers cover GLP-1 medications for diabetes, fewer of them offer them specifically for weight loss. Cost is, of course, a major factor. These drugs can be very expensive. For example, Wegovy's list price is around $1,350 for a 4-week supply. It's estimated that nearly 40 million people with employer-provided insurance could be eligible for these medications based on their body mass index or BMI. 40 million people.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The article points out that larger companies are more likely to provide coverage for anti-obesity drugs, with 67% of companies with more than 10,000 employees offering this benefit. However, even when coverage is available, it often comes with restrictions like requiring prior authorization. The potential impact on healthcare costs is significant. Employers are balancing the increased demand for these medications against rising health insurance premiums, which surpassed $25,000 for family coverage in 2024, up 7% from the previous year. This trend is expected to continue, with many companies exploring ways to manage costs through changes like increasing deductibles and adjusting prescription drug plans. The shift toward more employers considering coverage is a hopeful sign for those hoping for greater access to these medications, even as the financial challenges persist. The full coverage landscape will become more apparent as more employers finalize their plans in the coming months and years.
So that 40 million number jumps out at me. Is there any way Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk could keep up with that number?
Not currently.
How many factories does it take to supply 40 million people?
It's going to be like insulin. You know, the insulin was so high priced, but now so many people need it because of diabetes that they had to make it affordable for people to
Well, but that was a function
live.
of government. Thank you, Bernie Sanders. They forced that negotiation on it. It
Yeah.
wasn't that they wanted to.
I mean, I hope that the government can force a negotiation for this. I think these are also life-saving drugs. People will come off of blood pressure medicine, off of high cholesterol medicine. It helps with cardiac patients. It helps with sleep apnea. People have reported stopping smoking. So there's so many good things that these GLP-1s do that can prevent more medical costs further down the road.
We're excited, as always, to bring you the Downsized news. We hope you found the updates helpful, maybe a little bit insightful as you navigate your GLP-1 adventure.
If you enjoyed today's segment, please don't forget to like and subscribe to The Downsized.
And while you're at it, check out our Downsized store at thedownsized.org. That's thedownsized.org, where you can find GLP-1 companion products and more. We're Amazon affiliates. We receive a small commission, but go check it out.
Thanks for joining us today. If you liked this video, we hope you'll watch our other videos for more GLP-1 tips and interviews. See you next time on The Downsized News. I am Laraine Durham.
And I'm Christopher Durham.
And we are The Downsized.
Bye.